The human rights review of each state is based on three documents containing information provided by the different actors of the UPR process.
The national report contains information from the state under review and can be up to 20 pages. The report has to be submitted by the state 3 months prior to the UPR to the Human Rights Council. The compilation of UN information is prepared by the Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights and contains information from UN agencies such as UNICEF, UNDP, and UN country teams, and information from UN human rights mechanisms such as the special procedures and treaty bodies. This compilation cannot exceed 10 pages. The summary of the stakeholders' information is a 10-page document containing information sent by, inter alia, non-governmental organizations, national human rights institutions, academic institutions, and research institutes, regional organizations, as well as civil society representatives. Stakeholders send their information about the human rights situation in the country about 6 months before the review, which is then summarized by the Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights.
The review of the human rights of each state takes place in a working group at the United Nations headquarters in Europe, in Geneva, Switzerland. There is usually 3 working group sessions per year, reviewing 14 states. This review in the working group is a key moment of the UPR. However, it is only one stage of the process.
The working group is composed of the 47 members of the Human Rights Council. However, it is noteworthy that all UN member states can also attend and participate. UN observers, agencies, and civil society can attend as well, but they are not allowed to take the floor. The review lasts 3.5 hours. The country under review starts by presenting its national report and responding to questions sent by states in advance. Then, an interactive dialogue begins between the state under review and the states, where the former responds to questions and recommendations made orally by the latter. Overall, the country under review has 70 minutes, and other states 140 minutes. These 140 minutes are divided by the number of states willing to speak.
I will now give the floor to Mr. Abdulaziz Awasil, the First Secretary of the Permanent Mission of Saudi Arabia to the UN in Geneva, who on behalf of the Troika will introduce the report on the UPR of Niger. Sir, you have the floor.
The Troika is a selection of 3 Human Rights Council member states by drawing of lots. Their role is to transmit advanced questions received from states to the state under review and to help draft the report of the working group. At the end of the 3.5-hour review, a report of the working group is drafted by the Secretariat of the Human Rights Council with the help of the Troika. This report is a summary of the review containing a summary of all statements, country under review and states, and the list of 4 recommendations made orally during the review. This report is adopted by the Human Rights Council during one of its plenary sessions, a few months after the review. This adoption lasts 1 hour. The state under review, states, and civil society have 20 minutes each to make their final remarks on the review. The National Human Rights Institution has a guaranteed slot to speak. The report is then adopted by consensus. This stage is the only time when NGOs can publicly take the floor. The follow-up is the most critical and important stage of the whole UPR process, as it is the one leading to the concrete realization of the UPR goal, that is, the improvement of the human rights situation on the ground. The success of this phase will also determine the efficiency and credibility of the mechanism and demonstrate states' engagement in the promotion and strengthening of human rights. It is the primary responsibility of the state under review to implement the recommendations received during its review. At the next review, states will be questioned on what progress they have made and why they have not implemented the recommendations. Other stakeholders, such as NGOs, national human rights institutions, Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights, regional and country offices, UN agencies, media, and parliamentarians should also engage in the implementation at the national level. Indeed, according to the Human Rights Council Resolution 1621, the state under review is encouraged to conduct broad consultations with all relevant stakeholders. According to the Human Rights Council Resolution 1621, states are encouraged to provide midterm updates on the progress made. To do this, they can submit a midterm report to the Council 2 to 3 years after the review and make statements under Item 6. We will now proceed to a test in order to check your understanding of this tutorial. This test contains 10 questions on the different modalities of the UPR process. Some questions only have one response and others have multiple choice responses. To avoid any panic attack, be informed that you can redo the test as many times as needed. Good luck!